Welcome back to the Odyssey. I am Mike Odyssey, and my friends, I thought I'd take a break from speaking about Nintendo Switch 2 to talk to you about the fact that we're living in one of the most exciting times to be a Nintendo fan. I mean, we have a jam-packed month of October with so many games coming out, and of course some games coming in November. We now know that we have a couple of games that are scheduled for 2024, that the February Direct could possibly be the very last Direct dedicated to the Nintendo Switch. So let's talk about the games that are yet to come before we see anything related to the Nintendo Switch 2. And YouTube just notified me that 64% of my amazing regular viewers have yet to subscribe. So if you are in this number, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and leave me a comment down below so I can give you a warm welcome. Thank you for the consideration. In a recent interview, the president of Nintendo, Furukawa, stated that the Nintendo Switch will still be maintained and receiving software until the fiscal year ending in 2025. Now, I know this seems confusing when he mentions fiscal year ending in 2025, but to simplify it a bit, we are now in the fiscal year of 2023, right? This one ends in March of 2024. So in March of 2024 begins another fiscal year, and that fiscal year ends in March of 2025. So look at it this way. The year for Nintendo begins in March and ends in March. So what Nintendo is saying is that this next fiscal year beginning in March of 2024 is the very last fiscal year for Nintendo Switch getting updates when it comes to software and games. So that means that other than the games that have been already announced for the Nintendo Switch, there is more to come. So let's go ahead and recap all of the games that we know so far. Then let's fill in the year of 2024 with the rumored games that were supposed to come earlier but didn't. So I want to give you a visual representation of all of the games that are yet to come on the Nintendo Switch, because I know it's more exciting to actually see games on the list and details straight from Nintendo. As you can see here, we are on the Nintendo press room. Okay, this is my source for everything that I talk about here on the channel. It's all from Nintendo. And as we can see here, we have a list of all of the games that are upcoming. And right now we are in this section right here. Detective Pikachu was just launched on the 6th, 2 days ago as of recording of this video. And the upcoming game will be Mario Wonder. And so the year for Nintendo will end with Mario RPG, which will be on November 17th. And so for the past, I would say 2 to 3 years, Nintendo has been ending their year in November, as we see right here. And then in the prior year than this one, last year, we ended with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which is also November, right? It's like they left December for people to shop and to breathe a little better and to get ready for 2024. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, which is half of the year, right? We have another code in January. We have Mario versus Donkey Kong in February. We have Princess Peach Showtime in March. And basically, this game is either the first game or the last game of this current fiscal year, because the current fiscal year ends in March. Now, remember what Furukawa stated before in the interview? He stated that that Nintendo Switch will be supported until the fiscal year ending in 2025. Well, this is where these two games fall in: Luigi's Mansion HD and Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. They're both being released after the fiscal year here. So this fiscal year that these two games are being released is ending in 2025, because the fiscal year will start in 2024 in March and then end in March of 2025. So that's exactly what he stated. Now we know the games that are coming up next year, but guess what? This is not all of the games. This is not the entire story. And because we are at the end of the Switch's life cycle, then guess what? Yes, a lot of you have already guessed it. I guess we're getting more ports, or we're getting other games that have yet to be released. Now, the very first game that I'm going to go over that I feel will be in the Nintendo Direct in February to kind of fill in the year is Metroid Prime 4. Yes, I believe Metroid Prime 4 will get a 2024 release date. I feel like it will have like an October release around that time frame, and it'll be a launch game for also the Nintendo Switch 2, like a dual release there, just because of so much hype that has gone into what this game is turning out to be. How it was described is a big, massive, semi-open world game with better graphics than we have ever seen on a Metroid game before. So that's one thing there. There is another game, or I would say two games, that were also rumored to make it to Nintendo Switch, but because they have already had a HD version of these games made before in prior consoles, I'm talking about Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD. These are also games that were rumored by very credible sources to be done already. The Nintendo is also sitting on these games. They're already done. The packaging is done. That whatever they need to do in order to make these games already launch, it's already done. So these are also games that we could see ending the Nintendo Switch's life when it comes to the game release schedule, right? So we have Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 4, and of course Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Now, going back to Metroid Prime, there were also rumored to have Metroid Prime 2 and Metroid Prime 3 in an HD pack, in a dual pack. So this will actually make another release. So we have Metroid Prime 4, which is one. The dual pack for Metroid Prime, which is another game. We have Wind Waker and Twilight Princess could be another dual pack, which is we can count it as 3 games if they release dual packs, right? And then we would have to have another maybe 2 games in order to complete the Nintendo Switch's life cycle. And you guys let me know down below, what other game would you like to see make it to the Nintendo Switch to close out the Nintendo Switch's lifeline, because we know that now this is the very last fiscal year for the Nintendo Switch. There's still games to come, and we know that Nintendo in February we will definitely see these games, because this February will be the very last Nintendo Direct dedicated to Nintendo Switch. So there is no other time for Nintendo to announce games that are coming to the Nintendo Switch than in this February Nintendo Direct. The following one will be in July, in June, right? So by that time, if we are getting a Nintendo Switch 2 by, let's say, November or September, then the announcement would have come at least 3 to 4 months before that. So before the Nintendo Direct in the summer. So guys, you have to see how high the stakes are for this Nintendo Direct, because in this Nintendo Direct, Nintendo will announce the very last games coming to Nintendo Switch. When I mean that, I mean the very last games coming to Nintendo Switch as a standalone console. I don't know whether if Nintendo will launch dual release games when it comes to brand new games, or if the brand new games coming on Nintendo Switch 2 will only be for Nintendo Switch 2, and Nintendo will not release, let's say, that brand new open world Mario, it might not make it to Nintendo Switch, and it will only be for Nintendo Switch 2. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know what your thoughts are down below, and what you expect Nintendo to do. How would you like the Nintendo Switch to go out? Let me know down below. Before I let you go, I have 2 things I need to let you know. Number 1, never give up, and number 2, journey on. Peace.